Welcome to ZZ Talk with Zeus.
And Zeno. This is the show about two guys who just talk about a whole lot of sports, entertainment, with a heavy dose of politics, of course. And today, well, Zeus, tell us what we have on the agenda today.
All right, today, first thing first, we're going to do a few corrections on last week's podcast. And then after that, we're going to talk about Mulan is being released through Disney Plus Premium. And we want to talk about the impact that coronavirus is having on the movie industry and in the entertainment industry as a whole, probably. Also, breaking Kellyanne Conway has resigned from the White House as a result of her daughter seeking emancipation.
Family drama.
Family drama. Yeah, there's a little bit of fiasco going on. Also, her husband withdrew from the Lincoln Project, so we'll talk about that a little bit. Also, we want to we'll wait, but we're gonna do a special on Saturday. Well, we're gonna record on Saturday when we release it. That's based on how much coffee Zeno has that night. Yeah. But we're gonna do a convention on the conventions. We're gonna talk about the Republican National Convention, the Democratic National Convention. So that's something that we'll briefly talk about, just to let y'all know that that's gonna be coming out pretty soon. And then also, recently we got an email that the Falcons have decided to do all their home games in September without fans. So we're going to talk about how maybe that's changed our idea of whether sports is going to happen in the fall.
What's the new percentage on our confidence index?
And maybe we'll have to do a bet on that to see who wins that.
Right.
You know? And then also, Leonardo Messi has announced that he is leaving Barcelona. So real quickly, Zeno's going to educate a few of us on non-American football. So basically the world's football. And talk about that, and also dynasties. And are they the results of one person?
And the first lesson from Zeno is that it's Lionel, not Leonardo.
Sorry. I just watched the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with my kid. And then, but yeah, that's pretty much on the agenda right now. And then we're going to go ahead and take it away. I'll let Zeno take care of that because he actually has a few corrections in regards to last week's podcast.
All right. Thanks, Zeus. So this is kind of a habit we want to start, right? Where at the beginning of each subsequent show, we want to correct things that we may have said wrong or, just not known that much about in our previous show.
Facts over here.
Right. Because at the end of the day, we're just two guys, right? We watch politics, we watch movies, we do a lot of things, but then we're not always, internally Google. So we'll say things wrong here and there, but then we make a point not to spread misinformation, and that's why we have this section called corrections. Now, the first thing on the corrections agenda is at the beginning of last week's show, or 2 weeks ago at this point, because Zeus actually had a birthday. Happy belated birthday, Zeus.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so we missed a week because of that. But at the beginning of episode 1, we were talking about the X-Men series, the original trilogy, and how that impacted superhero movies today. And I mentioned that Bryan Singer had directed those movies, and Zeus had mentioned Brett Ratner. And I think the confusion there was that Brett Ratner directed all 3, or Bryan Singer directed all 3. So actually, Bryan Singer directed the first and second. Brett Ratner directed the third. So we were both right.
And didn't Singer come out? Singer came back for First Class too, right?
No.
No, that wasn't him.
Well, look, we're gonna have to correct something next week.
No, we could. No. I can figure that. I could get that now.
Yeah, but Bryan Singer directed the Superman movie. Forget what it's called.
That's right. Which actually I think is an underrated superhero movie too. But
yeah.
I like
a topic for another day. So that's the thing. Singer the first 2, Ratner the third, and we're not getting sued because they both actually did have sexual assault allegations against them. So we're in the clear there. All right.
Bryan Singer actually did X-Men's Days of Future Past. which actually might be the best. After X2, I think that's the best. That's the second best X-Men movie. No, third. I'm
no,
sorry.
First
Keeping us off the
Class.
top of the dome. This is an official list. Actually, it might be the third because I think Logan is actually the second best one
Okay.
in that entire series.
Well, we'll do an X-Men list. But
Okay.
right now, let me
Go ahead,
continue the
my bad.
corrections. All right, number 2 on the corrections. I incorrectly said that Kamala Harris was elected to the Senate in 2014. She's actually elected in 2016, and she started serving her term in 2017, January. All right, and then the third thing, this was actually something that was clarified in one of our videos last week, but it was towards the end, and I wanted to make sure that it was clear for everyone. Zeus had mentioned what the purpose of voting third party was, and the clarification he put at the end is the same one I'm giving here, which is that according to the FEC, the Federal Election Committee, if a party were to gain 5% of the popular vote in any given election, they're eligible to receive public campaign funding for the next election. So that amount is based on the ratio of the new party's candidates' vote to the average of the two major party candidates, right? So if the Democrats and Republicans average 40% and the new party, say the Green New Party, gets 5%, then they're eligible to 1/8 of what those major parties are eligible for because of the ratio. So that's why there is some importance in voting third party if you want to see a third party also get funding and be a viable player in the political system.
And move us away from basically a duopoly? That's kind
Duopoly,
of
that
really
is
are.
correct. Yes. So those are the corrections for episode 1, and hopefully we don't have too many corrections for episode 2. And yeah,
All right.
let's kick it away. So,
well, I don't think we're going to talk about any sexual harassment on this case, so we probably won't have to have that correct.
Fingers crossed.